This is my craft room as a response. It's not the tidiest craft room in the world, I don't imagine. And I have promised myself that I'm going to paint it this year, because this room is still decorated in my daughter, who's nearly 21's wallpaper. But she asked me to keep it, so I did for years. Some order of sorts. I go to a scrap store a lot, so I've got a lot of bits I keep that are like, they're good for sponging on inks and mopping stuff up. And my what do you call these, masks? Some masks, and these were chipboard pieces, and I kept those to do some scrolls with. My twines on a string, my tapes. It's a bit hit and miss, this room. It's my, was a junk room, now it's a, a craft room. My feathers, up the way up in the cat, my peacock feathers. Lots of things I get from a local scrap store, and they're just brilliant. I can't advise anybody enough to go to scrap stores. And this is my cupboard where I keep mostly tapes, hidden from everybody else, because these things go walkabouts. These little drawers, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them for £1.25 each when I went to Bourton on the Water. It was one of those lovely sort of knick-knack stores. And these boxes here, I made this box. Oops. My ribbons are all hanging, as you can see, on a string under my cupboard. Well, some of my ribbons. I made this little box. I designed the papers. I made my little storage box. So I made that one. It's quite deep, so I'm quite pleased with that. These I've just bought. Absolutely love them. Lots of different sizes. Got those on eBay. It's going to be great. I like them. Stamps I'm using at the moment. This is my all favourite colour. Everything I do seems to have something of this colour, and I saw these feathers in Hobbycraft for £1.40, something. They're mine. This is a box of, all offices used to have them, and what I do is I use these, whoops, sorry if I woggle a bit now, I use these for my journaling and for my mini book. These are some images I've been working on because I want to make more of my own papers, so I do them up and look at them. Again, scrap store, crackle glazes, and these cost me like £4 for £1. I mean, it's crazy. I love the scrap store. These come from the scrap store, these jars, and there's some sort of medical pot, I dread to think, but they're all unused and new, and I have got, over the months, so many of these, and I just put stuff on the front of them, and it works brilliantly. Absolutely brilliantly. I've got more of those all along here. Goes along, but they are just so handy because, of course, you can see what you've got. You know, stick one on the front. Different stickles and tulip pens and Flower Soft, a whole tub of Flower Soft. Any hints on Flower Soft I'd say really handy, because I'm just can't seem to get the grips with that, and I wish I could. These are embossing powders and enamels. My spritzes and cosmic shimmers, inks of all forms, clays where I want to make things, paper tape I call it, I don't know the real name, twine, it's some sort of paper twine. These are all different ones I've collected of bigger sticky back pearls and things, my different types of glue, fairy, I like fairies and witches, as you can see. Silk art inks, I think I paid 50p each for these again at my scrap store, and I love doing my paper roses with those. My flowers that I dye, I do those with those. Again, tubs I've got from down there. It stamped all these out and I've kept them all in different colours in there to use. Tim Holt's little area. Again, these were sherbet fountains, as you can see. So I saved those and put my smaller things into them, and then keep them in these CD racks. Yeah, so this is how I do my storage. But my pins, my everyday paintbrushes and flickabout paintbrushes, and I use one constantly. Well, I use them in my crafting, but I use them as a sheet as well. So you often, if you see my video, see a different sheet. Just paper flowers I'm making and bin making. This area has collapsed on me. I've got to come and sort it out properly, but this is my inks, followed by paints, followed by more paints, and these are what I do on my plaques and things, is just these cheap pots from there. And then my card is at hand, and I've got some sim folders. Apparently this is good for taking the ink off stamps, so I've got one of those from my scrap store for next to nothing. This is a thing from the scrap store, and you get all these beautiful, absolutely stunning velvets and things for a donation, and I do like my pincushion things with that. Mountain board. In here is all my there again, folders from the scrap store, are all my Grand Caliber dies, so they're quite safe in there. Walls, folders, and like in this one I've got foiled pictures, Linda Ravenscroft, anything I've printed out, because like I'm using a lot of it, I will put into one of these. So that's all Linda Ravenscroft. This is all house mouse designs, so if I'm doing a house mouse picture I can just pick up an insert and I will have it in there hopefully. Sewing machine, and these are all my bits of wood to use, and boxes. And this is my tool area where I throw everything, where I've got all sorts of punches and stamps and tools for the beads with the do's in, and this is like cello bags, my own papers I'm doing, felt pieces, Halloween, foils and Christmas, drawers full of stamps, etc. And these are projects I'm going to do. Envelopes, I make up envelopes if I've got spare paper and stick them in there. My hand papers, these are all my Graphics 45, my 12x12s. Absolutely love Graphics 45. I've also got my Christmas papers. This one's good. This is my Mind's Eye, and it's just got full of great shabby chicy looking vintage things, and that's my Tim Holtz. Equally as beautiful. Can't get it all out at the minute, so I'm using the camera in my hand. I keep all my blocks. I got everything from the thick ones, and then I bought just recently these really thin ones, and I love them. I really love them. So I've got all sorts. Cover every base on the stamp bit. As I say, these are long stickers and things, and I like this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. It's a felt, but it's covered in ladybirds. And then, as I say, I keep all these papers from the scrap store, so that's really brilliant. I use them a lot. I don't have a glass cutting mat, I have a gingerbread cutting mat. I have lots of my paper stashes, Nature's Garden. Here I've got all my papers for grabbing, my card rather, for grabbing, different bits and bobs I use, and foils. And I just make things up and put them in them. That was from scraps. That's full of different ribbons. That was really handy. And then it just carries on, my chaos. This is full of my laces. This was a box I shabby chiced up, and I've got petals in it. Paper petals that I've aged, ready to use. And again, this is my spare jars. These little pots are handy. These are from a 99p store, and I think you got 4 for 4 for 99p. So I use them for my flowers. These are really nice actually. They're like this. Quite a good size. And they're MDF. I'm going to paint them up, etc. But these little boxes are fantastic. Because, you know, we've all got those bigger bits to put in them. So I've got clear lenses I got from the scrap store, which I make brooches out of. They were from an opticians, I think they got those. I've got flowers, more flowers. I like these foamy ones. In here is my embossing folders. I like embossing folders. And this is all the die cuts. I try to be a bit organised. So if ever I'm bored, which isn't often, I don't have enough hours in my day, I come in and do some die cuts and put them ready, especially the Christmas ones, because we all get swamped out. This was a bracelet, and I just thought the colour, the greens in this were just stunning. Wooden buttons. I like big wooden buttons. Little things I've made. That was, yeah, that's full of different things I've made out of shrink plastic as embellishments. So I made those and popped those in. So that's what lives in that little jar. I think this was a mint jar. All sorts on there. This is a tag I made and I really liked it. This was one of my papers I made. So I kept that one because, and I like this colour flower. It's just beautiful. I just love that. That was off my mother's tree. Different things. My mother-in-law bought me that. I think she's beautiful. I had my little turn at trying with felt making, and I made that brooch, which I like. And then it's literally just craziness now. Storage. Things I've cut out from the graphics and such. Different pens, different cutters. These are just chock-a-block, as you can see. With these ones I all aged ready and put on change, so they're not just on their own. They're, you know, to use as sets and things like that. So I put like 2 together and I aged them. So that's what they are. And I made these little they were Scrabble pieces, and I've made them into little blocks to go with. I didn't know whether to put them on there. I decided against it in the end anyway. These were from a charity shop, and they're little bunnies, and I just think, you know, they're just so beautiful. They were buttons, so I brought them home, took the backs off, and this just carries on like that. Little wooden pieces I've bought, little wooden tags, seed beads, just tons of stuff. So this is my crazy room where I sit. I love it very much. It's a bit chaotic, but it's my chaos. It's my beautiful dad and my beautiful mum. This is my room. This is my craft room. And I better tidy it up again now. Sometime I'll do a thing with my stamps, I think, because I've got some beautiful stamps. I like them very much. And there's my friend, Pandora. Pandora, say hello. This is my little pest. She comes in and knocks everything over, don't you, darling? Comes in regularly to knock everything over. So, that's my lovely view. I don't know if you can see my lovely view. It's where I look out. So, say bye-bye, Pandy. Good girl. And this is where I sit. There we go. Oh, and these are all my little things I've collected that were either mine or my daughter's, my son's, or my mother's. Little things that, you know, these knickknacks we keep. So this is my room. Thank you. Hope you like it. Bye bye.